Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome back to Let's Play Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo again. In the last video, we made our way to the raptor nest and nuked the whole nest with a nerve gas bomb after finding said nerve gas bomb in the North Utility Shed, and we played around with the gate control system on the computers in order to get everywhere just to do that. Now we need to call for mainland support. We need to call for help from the mainland. And in order to do that, we have to head to the ship one more time. Although this gate is open, making sure that gate is open. So, we are super close to the end of the game now. I'm glad I am. However, in order to do that, we gotta go to the ship again, which means we have to go through the mountain maze again. Thankfully, at this point, you should have this thing well memorized by now. But the fact that you have to go through this place again and again and again is just the biggest. It's just the biggest Dudley Downer of them all. But once we're done with our business on this ship, we can just go through the mountain maze in reverse one last time. We only have to shoot those raptors down once more, and then we are done with going through this area once and for all. So, we are now in the ship. We don't have to worry about enemies. Instead, all we have to worry about is getting to the elevator. Might as well grab the food just because. And from here, we need to make our way down to the second sub-level. Now, you may think the computer on the second sub-level is going to be the thing that we need to use. Nope. We have to go to the third sub-level, which means we have to go through this whole mess of doors in order to call for help from the mainland. Which means we are going to have to look for this door leading into the night vision goggles area. And then we can use the computer in the dark room of the sub-level 3 in order to call for help. So let's go ahead and turn right from here. And let's keep going. Thankfully, I have done this a lot more systematically for this Let's Play, for this second go-around than I did for the first. And here we are. We go in here, we use the computer, we go to mainland comms, we call for help. Communications. Mainland comms. Mainland contacted. SOS sent. The helicopter is on its way. Go to helipad. Message ends. Now from this point on, we need to go to the helipad. The helipad is the big H to the east of the Nublar Utility Shed, which we went to at the very beginning of the game. We go over there, the game's over. Almost. And the reason I say almost is because if you haven't picked up all the eggs, you get a message from Ian Malcolm telling you to pick up the eggs. All 24 of them. I believe there are 24. I think there's either 20, 22, or 24. let me go ahead and check. It should say that somewhere. There's 18. Okay. Yeah, I had to check my notes to see how many there were. There's 18 of them in all. Now, thankfully, I've went through all the areas and checked them all as I went to them, so that's not even a problem anymore. Which is good. Which means I can just go to the helipad and end the game. Otherwise, I would have had to have done some sleuthing to find out where I could have missed any of them. But thankfully, I found them all. And I can now go back to the entry level. And now that that's over with, we can now get out of here. We don't have to enter another building section ever again. I don't have to keep swapping between shotgun and rocket launcher ammo against my will ever again. I can just open up the gate after going through the maze one more time, and then that will be that. And there's really not much left to say through all this, except to the maze. I am totally going to miss torching stuff with this rocket launcher and these bolas. But what are you going to do? I'm also going to miss that screech too. 7,474 points. That was a nice, respectable score. Oh, I forgot to mention during the raptor nest part that if you leave the place without planting the nerve gas bomb, the dinosaurs there, all the raptors there, respawn when you go back in. At least we don't have to worry about that now that we planted the nerve gas bomb over there. Anyway, we're almost done with this maze. Let's just go diagonally through here. Take the stairs down. And then we will never have to speak of that place ever again. Alright. Moment of truth. We are going... Oh, wait, I get to destroy some more raptors on the way. Nice! Might as well torch another one for free. Why not? And 3 more. And then we can get to the helipad. And with no eggs to collect because I systematically got them all, we can end the game. What? That's it? That's our ending. Yeah, that's it. That's our ending. You don't even get the little Jurassic Park theme. All the music that's there is all John Dunn's work. As much as I like it, but there's no Jurassic Park theme. You just get a little bit of simple mode 7, you get a little bit of credits, and then you put in your high score. Complete with this awesome music that you can't hear anywhere else, and is just completely unrelated to anything else in the game. I'm going to be putting it in the description because I know you'll want to listen to it. I wanted to listen to this song as a kid, and I get the 1,000 points to do it. So I would listen to this music. And as much as it would be cool to listen to this forever, you do get kicked out of the name entry screen if you leave it laying long enough. I mean, Ocean would do music like this for Commodore 64 and Amiga. And this doesn't sound any different from any of that, especially the loader music. But compared to everything else that you hear in-game, this is just so funky. And just so out of left field compared to everything else that you hear. And there it is. There it is. And there's us at the top, 75.94. And that ends Jurassic Park for Super Nintendo again. Did it in 9 parts this time instead of 12. I am amazed. Well, it helps that I'm able to make videos that are 20 minutes long as opposed to 15 because I didn't have my account verified yet. And it also helped that I had a laptop next to me that also allowed me to access maps to this game via the internet, plus my own notes from when I played this game the first time around. I had all that on me this time around, and I'm glad that I did. And you're probably wondering how this game stacks up. If I feel any different about this game compared to the first time that I played this. It's an okay game. It's an alright game. And there are some bad points to this game, as well as some good ones. And I will mention them in this little mini review. Graphics, pretty darn good. They are pretty nice. I like the fact that they don't mirror Grant's sprite in any way. He looks different depending on which direction you're facing every single time. He always holds the gun in his right hand. So you have 8 different walking animations for each of the different directions you can move in, which is pretty cool. As for the rest of the game, it's pretty bright and colorful when it needs to be, but can also be drab in some of the environments that you are also in, which can be good and which can be bad. I mean, you have nothing but brown for the ship. I mean, it's not like it's a very glamorous looking ship. It's just there for basically its function over form, that ship. What else is there to say? Even the first-person graphics, the graphics in first-person view, those things are pretty fun. Those things look good. You can definitely tell what things look like. All the ammo, the first aid kits, the ID cards that you have to pick up, the raptors, the spitters, what have you. And you can easily tell one dinosaur from another outside just as well. Sound and music. Sound is serviceable and it does its job very, very well.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
You have the crackling of the cattle prod. You have the sounds of the dinosaurs. The ammo makes pretty cool sounds, especially the bola and the gas grenade. You can hear the spitters spitting. You can hear the raptors make those nightmarish shrieks. And the sound that you get when you pick things up, like the first aid kits or the extra lives or the food or even the ID cards. Really like that stuff as well. And the music is probably the best, one of the best parts of the entire game, because it's all pretty well done. I mean, I have this music pretty much memorized from listening to it all as a kid. Whether it's the music that you hear from being in an area where the T-Rex is going to be, whether you have that whenever you're in that mountain maze near the ship and you have to hear that. There's the jungle music. There's the music near some of the buildings, such as the Nublar Utility Shed and the Visitor Center. And there's also the music inside of the buildings, which is very, very... Let's just say that the music inside of the building is... it reminds you constantly that you have to be on your toes. Just to peek around corners to see if you see a raptor or you see a spitter, or you're in a room that you've never been in before and you don't know what to expect. The indoor music really fits the mood of those areas, especially since that was the first time I ever played anything first person in a game. I played this before I ever played Wolfenstein 3D or Doom. And just not being able to see everything that was in front of you, especially when the Mode 7 3D indoor areas existed and you could only see through like a little visor thing and it wasn't like full screen like Wolfenstein 3D or Doom. That scared the heck out of me as a kid. So there is that. I'm also guessing that you can only see so little of the Mode 7 areas. You just kind of see through like what seems like a pair of safety goggles, and it's not like full screen. Probably because of system limitations, that it would have been like, it would have slowed down to a chug if they didn't do it. I mean, it has its suspense, but they kind of were playing around with what the Super Nintendo could do with this game to some extent. Play control and gameplay. Play control wasn't that bad. It was pretty responsive for the most part. It didn't feel like a sloppy mess trying to fight raptors or anything sometimes. It's a little hard to play the indoor sections, but once you know that you can fine-tune with L&R, and you can also just...
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
And you can kind of just fine-tune yourself that way. It makes it a little easier to take out enemies. As well as the gameplay. You have a big, expansive map. And it can be pretty easy to get lost in it. Unless you know what to do. Unless you have the map in the manual. And those 2 pages in said manual to tell you all the missions and what you basically have to do to complete them. Like a very brief description of what to do for each mission. It's easy to get lost. That's another big drawback. Thankfully, I knew what to do just from watching Let's Plays and remembering that manual and having played it from beginning to end myself. Another big drawback, you have to do this entire game in one sitting. You have no battery backup. You have no passwords. If you give up at any point and you power off or reset, or if the power goes out or something of that nature, or you get a game-breaking glitch like what happened to me in the ship, where you get stuck in the wall and you can't get out, you have to start all over from square one, and that's no fun. And finally, once you beat this game, there's not much of a reason to come back. You will definitely put this game away for a while after having finally beaten it, And you probably won't touch it again until like maybe once in a while, or just to see if you can beat it again. Other than that, once you play through this game, you've pretty much seen all that there is to see to this game. And do I recommend this game? I recommend giving it a try, but whether or not you finish it is another matter. Whether or not you can figure things out or not is another matter. Thankfully, I managed to figure things out pretty quickly, and this time I didn't have to play the game until like 2 in the morning to figure everything out, and then just play this thing 15 to 20 minutes at a time. And there's the ocean logo. All in all, your mileage may vary with this one. Don't let me stop you from getting this. But if you do want to get your hands on this game, just know what you're in for. And that has been Let's Play Jurassic Park for the Super Nintendo again. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did, maybe just a little bit more. And hopefully I'll be back with another game. Maybe it'll be good, maybe it'll be bad, maybe it'll be somewhere in between, who knows. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, thanks for watching, and see you guys later!